Kill is one of my favorite animes ever.
Jacob, you're a weirdo.
Yes, I am. As of the day I'm writing this, which is January 30th, 2021, it stands as my favorite anime, but many losers, like Chris, don't understand how good it is. So I've decided to rewatch the series and make an honest and clean review of the series. So, let's jump right into it. The show is an action comedy starring Ryuko Matoi, Mako Mankancho, Senketsu, and Satsuki Kiryuin, Satsuki being the main antagonist for most of the show. The first 3 episodes of the show are nothing but action and character introductions, and it's pretty good, but starting in episode 4, the show goes deeper into the comedy aspect, and people online say this is boring and bad, but it's not. Kill la Kill only has 1 season with only 24 episodes, so that doesn't leave much room for story and character development. You can have both, but one will take dominance over the other. But Kill la Kill balances both of these by making episode 4 through 8 nothing but world building and character development. Satsuki isn't even in these episodes that much. And you know what? It damn worked, because I remember these characters like I remember Marvel characters and DC characters. They really are just that likable and memorable. Later on, we get introduced to the organization that tries to take down the Kiryuin family, Nudist Beach, and it feels organic and smooth. I still hate the name, but okay, time for major spoilers, so leave this video if you haven't watched Kill la Kill. Okay? 3, 2, 1, go. So Satsuki announces that the school's hierarchy is pulling a Metroid Prime 4 and restarting from the ground up. And the way they'll pick out who goes on top is with a battle royale.
We got a #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we bout to get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town. My friend just gone down. I revived him, now we're heading southbound. Now we're in the Pleasant Park streets. Look at the map, go to the marked sheet. Take me to your Xbox.
So the Elite 5 and Ryuko fight. It's pretty good, but then while Ryuko is fighting the final Elite 4, a new challenger approaches, Nui Hadame, who takes out Senegama in under seconds. Nui reveals that she has Ryuko's other half of Ryuko's scissor blade. She's the one that killed Ryuko's father. Ryuko loses it and goes on a destructive rampage destroying the school. And she's almost killed, but Mako steps in and snaps her out of it. And even though it's a funny scene and all, it is a little wholesome seeing how these two characters become friends, and seeing Mako actually help Ryuko for once instead of the other way around. Anyway, Nui Hadame disguises herself as a paperboy and rips Senketsu to pieces, and Satsuki takes the pieces and puts it into the other Goku uniforms, and goes to war with the other schools. But Ryuko goes out and saves Senketsu. She has an epic fight with Satsuki, and Ryuko escapes with the Nudist Beach. Now, because the next part is so long, I'm going to skip over some things, but Satsuki is not the main antagonist. It's her mother. And Ryuko is not only a hybrid of a human and life fibers, but Ryuko and Satsuki are siblings. I know, right? What a twist! And so, Ryuko is knocked into a coma. Satsuki is imprisoned by her mother, and the life fibers take over most of the human population. And all hope seems lost, but then Ryuko reawakens and leaves and runs off to kill her mother. And of course, this fails, and she is taken over by Junketsu and goes on a rampage, so Mako, Senketsu, and Satsuki must work together to free her. And it works, and they escape, preparing for the final battle. So Ryuko and Satsuki go fight their mother, and I shit you not, Ryuko turns into a Super Saiyan Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic Adventure 2 for the GameCube, and beats the absolute shit out of Ragyo, and then she dies. And so Ryuko falls back down to Earth, and sadly, Senketsu burns up in the atmosphere, dying. The end. Now let me tell you why this is a great plot. Seeing all these twists and turns seem out of nowhere, but when I went back through the series and rewatched it, I noticed things I had never noticed, like how they bring up multiple times how Ryuko is extremely powerful for an ordinary human, or how Satsuki is hurt by the Kamui and Ryuko isn't. It all makes sense and is incredibly brilliant, and every episode and every plot beat has an effort on the story. In episode 7, Ryuko and Mako had a fight, and Mako gets a Goku uniform. In the final episode, she gets that exact uniform back that she had in episode 7. Every single episode has an event that has an effect on the main story and world. Introductions to new ideas and characters feel organic, Most things I read and watch just introduce things and keep on going, but Kill la Kill takes the story and stops the show and looks at all these new things that they have introduced and show how it fits into the continuity and the plot. It really is perfect. A good example is the scissor blades. Why are they scissors? Well, later it's revealed with both blades you can cut life fibers. That's really smart and cool, and look at that, it makes sense. It's so good. Now let's talk about the animation. I've seen people online complain about Kill la Kill's animation. They say it's minimalistic and cheap, but that's far from the truth. Kill la Kill is primarily 2D animated but has 3D animation sometimes, and both of them look great, and most of the time I can't even tell the difference. But the quote-unquote minimalistic animation is anything but minimalistic. Let's use this scene as an example. As you can see, Nui is spinning in this scene. Now let me explain to you how even though this is minimalistic, it's still incredible. Now, because I don't work with Studio Trigger, I can only guess how they animated this scene. Either someone animated this scene frame by frame, or they imported it into a 3D animation program, made an animation of the image spinning, removed the background, and imported it into a 2D animation. Either way, both of those options are time consuming and do take effort. But here's a different example. In a lot of scenes, Nui is seen moving, but instead of it being animated, it's a still image moving a certain direction, which if you didn't know, that's not regular animation, but minimalistic animation. And you know what? It still looks good. I don't know, man, it just looks good to me. Here's another cool thing in episode 8. We learned that Kamigori's age is 20, and after that, Kamigori is seen larger and bigger because he's older than everyone else. Whenever someone is being recorded and words pop up on screen, you can see those words on the TV broadcast. Now, the character designs in the show are fantastic. Every character is brilliant. I remember almost every design and they all fit in their characteristics. Speaking of characteristics, each of the characters' animations fits their designs and personalities. Mako's round because she's bouncy and energetic, so whenever she moves, it's really bouncy. Ryuko is angry and tough, so she has a sharper design, and her movements are animated more stiffly than others. I can go on and on, but instead I want to talk about the meat of the show, the fights. Oh my god, the fights. This show has some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen. Each fight scene is animated as it's a final battle, which makes every fight so impactful and good. And even though each battle feels like the last, the final battle sticks out the most. It's so good. And like I said, with the minimalistic animation, when characters are moving without frame by frame, it still takes time because they have to move an image and make that image into a frame by frame image on top of the frame by frame animation. Well, time for character analysis, since I don't really have anything else to say about the animation. Now, the characters are what make the show special. Every single character is completely unique and important to the plot, no matter the context. Each individual character has a part to play in the show's overall plot, and will appear in the season finale. The entire show and every single one of the characters are so interconnected that every single detail in the show makes sense, and it's all thanks to the original and great characters. Let's use Satsuki as an example. In the beginning of the show, Satsuki is a tall, stern woman who won't fail no matter what. But after she betrays her mother, she shows more affection towards her friends and shows more emotions than just stern and loud. All of Satsuki's friends show a lot more development too, except Kamigori. He always showed it at the beginning. Everyone else in Satsuki's gang, on the other hand, are essentially nothing but screaming idiots in the beginning. But when Satsuki reveals that she's going to betray her mother, they all change and become more soft around Ryuko and the others. I am writing this paragraph on 6/19/2021. Damn, this video took way too long to make, but here it is. Kill la Kill is a great anime that you should check out. It has amazing characters, animation, and story. Even though I just spoiled the entire show, I hope if you haven't seen it that you go check it out and watch it. In conclusion,
Ass!